So, what is Soldier Front 2? How you guys doing? My name is Pwnstar, and this is my honest review of Soldier Front 2. It's a free-to-play game created by Area Games. It's available to download for free on Steam. Before we cut into the actual review of this game, I want to let you know a little bit about the show. This is basically replacing the Buyer Pass one. I put up a couple episodes over the past few months, and a lot of people have actually taken them. They like to see the reviews of this, and I'm going to try to do my best. I know there's other people out there that have shows titled like What Is, or so on and so forth. Other commentators have done that. But I'm just going to go right down the gravy train and do exactly what they're doing because it's a simple, easy, straightforward to understand name. And Buyer Pass really complicates things when you're reviewing a free-to-play. There's no buying involved. So, let's cut right into this. Without further ado, I'm going to try to give you my best review of not only the appearance of the game, the way it handles, the way it feels, but also the impacts of, purchasing items in the game, and my honest review, my point scale, 1 to 10 on what I think this game is, and whether or not it's worth your time to download, play, and invest in. So, without further ado, my name is Pwn. Playing a little bit of this right now. I started downloading the other night because a friend recommended it to me, and I was playing online. I was on TeamSpeak with a few of my subscribers. We're all hanging out, and I'm instantly like, oh yeah, this is Soldier Front 2, and like, oh yeah, who creates it? I'm like, Area Games, and if you've never heard of them, you're in the same boat as me. I've never heard of them before, and instantly a red flag went up in the TeamSpeak. People started flaming Area, and I was like, uh-oh. And generally, they said that the company is mainly a pay-to-win. Now, if you guys do not know what pay-to-win is basically the Voldemort of free-to-play games. Basically, pay-to-win stands for a game that generally gives an unbalance to those that are willing to invest money into the game, where it makes sense. If you put money into something, you should get a better advantage out of that. But it also cripples and leaves an unfair advantage to those guys that do not want to pay for it. People think free-to-play, they think that everything should be fair, balanced, and everything like that, but that's not how everything works. So some games are extremely pay-to-win to where the point that they are unplayable because everybody else has such a naturally better gear that it's not even worth investing your time. This game is less pay-to-win than I would have expected out of all the fears and concerns that they voiced to me. A lot of the basic guns in this game can actually do pretty solid damage. Now, this game is different from some of the more modern shooters because you really have to rely on the hip-fire abilities of these guns. I'd find 8 out of 10 of my gunfights are probably going to be hip-fires, which is crazy because it's actually quite effective from about up to 10 or 15 meters. People that have played other games like Counter-Strike know exactly how dangerous and how skillful it can be. But aiming down sight is not a complete waste either. You just need to train yourself to get out of those situations where, like in Call of Duty, where you aim for, I'd say, the majority of your gunfights. This one is not so much the situation. You find yourself doing that a lot, and I actually kind of value that. I think it was a cool aspect to the game. Visually, this game is beautiful. I think for what it is, I'd probably rate the visual scale of this game to an 8. I mean, it's simple, it's straightforward, your standard arena shooting. Spawn trapping is kind of a situation in this game. You're seeing right now, straightforward. These guys are stuck in here, and I'm going to continuously run inside their spawn and kill them because I can. That's all I have. I don't have any way to like verify like why I'm doing it. It's just because I'm aggressive and I just wanted to get me some. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how that one plays out. So there are a couple of unusual advantages, but that's something to expect out of a game like this. It does not have a huge main scale budget to create a giant thing to, introduce spawn trapping, those issues like a lot of other free-to-play games have that situation. So for what it is, this game is great to an extent. Now, like I said, pay-to-win is kind of an aspect in this game. Now, what the pay-to-win actually has to offer is people that actually put their money towards items in this game do get one unusual advantage, one that I definitely disagree with this game, and is probably the main reason I do not want to support it and uninstalled it after a few days. Now, my situation with this game is that every gun that you get, you can buy guns with in-game currency, you can rent guns with, currency, actual money, so on and so forth. You can actually roll. It's kind of a gamble. You can actually gamble and try to see if you can get a good item. I spent about $5 to get 4 rolls, and I got 4 generic guns for 3-day rentals that were guns that I already had. So we're not even worth my time. So I wasted about $5 gambling at the hopes of getting something better just to see how it is to give you guys a review of the game. And I want my $5 back, damn it. I was kind of upset with that. So those packs that they do have available, they have founder packs, heroism packs, so on and so forth, and they scale between price. I think there's a $15 one, like a $40 one, $75 one, and a $150 one. And for your money, you do get advantages. A lot of these guns come with unique paint jobs, but also, more importantly, they come with scopes. You get your holographic, you got your red dot sight, which is something that the average person does not have the luxury to have. The iron sights in these games on these guns are not the best in the world. And I didn't think it would be that big of a difference, but I happened to actually stumble across and pick up a guy's weapon that had a holographic on it. I went on a 13-man spree like it was nothing. And I saw the difference that it took. And I don't know if it's because the gun itself was naturally buffed or what it is, but the fact that to get any sort of customization in this game, you actually have to put money down, really turned me away from supporting this product. I was extremely upset with that because anybody that puts money in gets like a natural accuracy advantage and has all kinds of other bonuses and advantages towards having that. Now, to talk a little bit about the guns, a lot of the guns are simple. The things that you're going to see a lot about in this game is a lot of hip firing and a lot of headshots. Headshots are a common occurrence. It happens quite often. I'd say 30% of your kills are probably going to be headshots. So as much as I'd like to say pay to win's a just horrible problem in this game, it's not necessarily the case because, like I said, a lot of the default weapons can actually hold their own. If you're skillful enough and you can actually pop off those headshots, you can do very, very solid damage across any points of the game. Now, to talk about the weapons, there are limited weapons that you can actually choose from and purchase within game currency. There's, I'd say, about 10 to 15 standard guns, sidearms, and everything like that you can purchase as well. And a lot of them are actually pretty reliable. The shotguns were a little meh. I think I was actually shooting confetti while using those. And there's these really cute little green cotton balls that they call frag grenades that you can use in the game too. But, you know, they've got their own things. So for what the game is what it should actually be. It is a free-to-play game, and I would never ever recommend putting any money towards using this game. I would never recommend you guys trying to gamble and rent anything. I would never expect you guys to spend any money on the packs to upgrade. Do they give you an advantage? Yes. But to be fair, like I said, out of a free-to-play game, the kind of money they require out of you, and the fact that it's kind of visible that they generally want to force you into paying and take your money over actually making their game better, offering customization to everybody, they're giving unfair advantages that should be standard to the people and players, to those that want to pay. And I think that is not proper out of a game. So now it comes down to the buy or pass question. Now, what I feel about this one is whether or not it's worth downloading and putting some of your time into. Honestly, this is probably the first game that I would say is probably not worth the time and effort into playing. It is a free-to-play game. You can have fun doing it. I'm not saying it's not a bad game. I'm just saying there are better games out there. So for what it is, I think I would probably rate the game a 5 due to some of the flaws with some of the weapons being a little unbalanced and the fact that pay-to-win does take a little bit of a significant role. The fact that something standard should be available to all of us, like customization, is not, kind of upsets me. So that takes me back a little bit. So again, that is about one of the only major complaints about this game. Another thing is that this game is really loud. It's not something I'd ever complain about, but with the game being at 50% sound and my volume mixer being down at 5%, this game is still extremely loud. Like, actually, my eardrums are hurting right now. So it's kind of a loud game. I don't know why it's default like that, but experience that yourself if you want. But like I said, it is free to play, so there is no harm in trying the game out yourself. But make your own judgments, make your own opinions, try it out yourself. Like I said, you can't go wrong with free. And feel free to leave a comment down below. Also, leave some more suggestions for some more reviews and what is episodes that you would like to see in the future. Thanks for all the support, guys. I'd really appreciate a like rating on this video. And hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. Stay moist, guys.